Hi, this is Kim McGinnis, and we're in northern Boulder. We're out here to meet this wonderful artist. Her name is Anne Shutan, and she's here with me right now. Hi, Anne.
Hi, Kim.
So here we are in your workspace, and you have all this great art here. But before we get into that, could you tell us a little bit how you got started as an artist?
Yes. I actually got started by desire. I was on my way, you don't know this, most people don't, I was on my way to graduate school in creative writing, and I needed a job. So I went to all these different woodworking places that just shooed me away because I was A, woman, and B, had no experience, until finally this one production furniture company took me in, and that's how I started. I just said, I went to the manager and I said, here's the deal. I'm a woman, I'm inexperienced, and I want to learn this stuff. And he liked my attitude and hired me. And so that's how I started. I never went to graduate school in creative writing. I fell so in love with wood before I even touched the wood. While I looked out into the big studio that they had, the smell and the people using their bodies and their hands and their minds, you know, designing and especially the smell. I was just so taken by the whole thing that I had one of those, those moments that I knew this is what I was going to do. I was going to go beyond this furniture company, and I hadn't even touched the wood yet.
Wow.
But that started me off. Wow. I did know.
So you started building furniture. Like all
I started as a furniture maker, and then I followed a wood furniture maker out to Long Beach, and I took some courses in Long Beach as a graduate program. And in '84, I met Jan de Swart, who was this 80-year-old master woodworker from Holland who lived in Pasadena. And I had heard about him, and this interior designer who was kind of looking through my just furniture at the time said, you've got to meet Jan de Swart. She had this feeling I should meet him, and took me over there the next morning, and my life changed before I even met him. Walking down his mountainside with all his sculptures, and I was blown away at the humor and the dexterity and just the way he could it was unbelievable. And then we met, and we were kindred spirits that just fell in love in most ways. Yeah. And at the end of our meeting, he grabbed me and he said, I have finally met somebody I can share my secrets with before I go. And I said, I hope you're serious, because I'm going to move here to be with you. And 3 weeks later, I had this 22-foot rig full of my work and my machines and my house, and knocked on his door, and said, here I am.
The rest is history. Wow, it sounds like it was like your destiny almost to do this and to meet him. He was your mentor from then on, right?
Well, he actually died 2 years later. But we worked 7 days. He had a stroke before I met him. So basically I was his hands. And when we met, he said to me, I will teach you to use the bandsaw like a pencil. And the bandsaw, as you'll see in most of my work, is my main tool. And but we would work just 2 hours a day, 7 days a week for those 2 years until he died. And his hope was that I would carry on his movement, his tradition,
I mean, so this is similar to the type of stuff that he did, and
it's similar. It's actually different, but he did teach me the technique of turning wood inside out.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm trying to picture that wood inside out. So what does that mean exactly?
So I take a beam of wood, a square beam. It's as square as basically you see on the top and the bottom of most of my pieces. And with the bandsaw, I will cut it long ways twice and literally turn each quadrant a turn or upside down or inside out, and then shape it. So what you're actually seeing or feeling, this piece right here, this is the middle of the tree. And if you turn these pieces, but you can't now, it's all glued up and sculpted, but if you had the opportunity of turning the pieces back it would go back into square.
I see. Interesting. And this piece back here is a little different. Can I just grab it?
Yeah, this is the form. I do a lot of cubist instruments, and what I love is it's a very feminine form, beautiful form. People often ask me, you know, I play flute. Can you do a flute? It's like, well, yeah, but it'll look like a stick broken up. But this form has this gorgeous form, and I love, you know, I play guitar, and I played when I was little and violin, but I love the form. So I love taking the form and deconstructing it and reconstructing it. And this is actually a violin neck and the violin pegs, and I like incorporating the real and the abstract together.
It's the type of stuff you just want to touch.
Yes, and I have a please touch policy, so.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Good. It's a good thing because I'm.
Yeah, touch on.
This represents the 7 directions. You can see the 4 directions here, and then the connection to the sky and the earth, and the 7th direction is within, and that's represented here by when Annie makes these beams, she actually turns the piece inside out. So what you see here is actually the heart of the tree. Also, the waveforms in these pieces are a representation of everything that exists vibrates on a molecular level. And also, if you look at a landscape or water, everything has waves, or emotional waves, or the curves of diurnal rhythms. So putting all of these elements together creates a alchemical transformation of this piece into a living embodiment of the life force of the planet.
So besides doing these sculptures, your instruments and the curves, you also do doors.
Yes.
Now you're known for that, for doing custom doors. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. I actually started doing doors when I was with Jan. Actually without him, but I was during that era in '87 was my first doors. It's out in Malibu, California. So I have doors that span our country, which is nice for me. Most of them are now here in the Boulder area, Denver and Colorado Springs. But I do take people on door tours so that they can see the doors hands-on. But I do a lot of doors, and once people catch on to the doors that somebody, and a woman, it's nice that a woman is making these doors. There's something about the personality with the client, I don't know, but it works for them. But that to have your opening statement, such a big, beautiful sculpture.
Absolutely.
And so I love doing doors. It's like a metaphor to life, you know, and people feel so much better once they change their door and accept. It's hard. It's nice to have such a dynamic first impression of your home. Yeah. So I started to really pay attention and spend a lot of time creating and letting people know this is what I do. And I work with the client and the wood and, you know, whatever I can rally to design. And I make models for each door.
And another great thing about your doors is that you have this piece of art on the outside, but it's also on the inside. So
yes.
It's like getting two
Yes, and oftentimes why it's 2 sculptures is because the way I create it, and they're all vertical, is that the inside is the exact opposite of the outside. So that it's like a surprise when you go inside.
Well, Anne, we've seen your doors, your wonderful sculptures, and your paintings, and your furniture, and your view. It's it's been really phenomenal. And I just want to thank you very much for allowing us to come in here and check everything out.
It's been a pleasure, and I love you to come back anytime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I take you up on that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Anne.